What's going on, guys? Today we've got a fragrance for women from the house of Guerlain. Please, guys, you're going to want to strap up for this. This is vintage perfumery.
Okay, for two. I watch that head move side to side as I let this in into the room. You are on top, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish the food.
All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the afternoon. Today from the house of Guerlain, we have Chamade Eau de Toilette. And as I'm doing these, I'm kind of on the fly thinking of stuff that you guys might want to know. So I decided to look up the story, and I just simply typed, what's the story behind Chamade, which is a women's fragrance? It says here, Guerlain's Chamade EDT, launched in 1969, was inspired by some novel called La Chamade. The novel tells the story of a woman torn between a wealthy lover and a passionate romance, embodying the feeling of surrender and capitulation to intense emotion. The fragrance itself, created by Jean-Paul Guerlain, is a green, ambery floral that uses black currants and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to give away the scent too much. The word chamade refers to a drum beat signaling retreat or surrender in battle. And it was launched in the late 1960s. It reflects the spirit of the era, celebrating freedom, love, and the breaking of traditional norms. Okay, cool. Fun little story time. And now the fragrance. Let's see if I'm going to need to put this on skin. No, not at all. Okay, so as it suggests, green amber aromatic scent. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have been cheating a little bit, and before I did all of these reviews, I had a huge vintage haul, and I went through all of them at least once to kind of get in the era of what I was dealing with being vintage scents between 1880 to 1980-ish. And one thing I was floored by was, when I go into a fragrance store today, whether it's with my wife or just to kind of sneakily try and find scents for my wife, I'm blown away at how similar all the women's fragrances are. They either go floral natural or kind of vanillics and spicy sweets and stuff like that. French perfumery in particular in the 1900s seems to be very comfortable exploring a few different categories for women's scents. So for instance, with Chamade, this green fragrance definitely feels feminine, but pushes closer to unisex in that it's so amped up by greens. They've managed to capture femininity, but add elements that you would typically find in masculine fragrances around it. It doesn't lose its femininity at all. It just adds a completely different personality for womanhood. And I absolutely love that. There were many scents that I came across that I thought were initially men's fragrances, but they were women's. And so that just speaks to the culture of the time, what women were comfortable wearing, and even the male perfumers that were perfuming things for women, taking into account the culture and the times, and also being daring with their scents. This is very green. It almost has like an ylang-ylang kind of yellow floral texture, and it's a scent profile ylang-ylang. It's a strong floral, but then it also has kind of a texture, like a velvety, musky texture. It's super fresh. It almost feels a little powdery underneath, but powder is not the right word. Just thick, a little bit of density. It's a light, airy scent that has some weight under it. This smells cosmetic-y, like almost like some kind of hand cream, or, when you're dealing with, not Chanel. Gosh, my wife has these facial scrubs and face oils that she wears that kind of this mimics, kind of like a plasticky kind of face oil that might be a toner or a makeup remover type of vibe. It has that cosmetic feel to it, but in a cool way because it's got this fresh greenery, this sweetness. It's almost a little bit balsamic. Very natural smelling. This is one where, again, hygiene is going to be huge. If you have any body funk at all, like I imagine as the day progresses, you might want to freshen up with this because it might get a little funky. But on this test strip, it's absolutely magical. It's very nice. The blend is so smooth. You don't see any. That's another thing with 1900s perfumery. You don't have these stick out notes. You get just great blends. And one of the questions I had about fragrances from old is, you know, in today's world, houses are dropping fragrances so often. You really question how long they actually worked on that fragrance and if they were distracted by the presence of multiple projects that they were doing. Whereas I feel like maybe back in the day, there's more attention to detail to one perfume just being special. I don't know if that's true, but I get that sense because even on vintage fragrances that I don't particularly love, the blends are utter perfection. Let's go ahead and switch screens here. This bottle is so cool. It almost has like a Chinese vibe to it. Very cool. Given a almost 4 out of 5 with 190 votes. Okay, Galbanum, Hyacinth, Ylang Ylang, there we go. Jasmine, Cases, looks like marijuana. Black Currant, Green, scent reminiscent of cat piss. I don't get that with this scent at all. Vanilla and sandalwood in the base. So those florals that are very charactery and animated seem to settle into more of a soft vanilla sandalwood. Man, I really do like it. I really do like it. It does have somewhat of a hand cream, oil toner, makeup remover type of vibe to it, but in no synthetic way at all. This almost imitates the weight and airy juice, apple juice kind of feel of what is it? Like a Chanel fragrance, like a Chance or a Coco Mademoiselle. These eau de toilettes are so nice, especially for women who don't like loud projective fragrances, to just have something soft that's like 2-3 foot projection, dries down to skin scents, just smells like a really good, you know, hydration lotion or, you know, conditioner shampoo type of feel. And you can tell that most shampoos and conditioners pretty much get their swag entirely from what has been going on in French perfumery. Okay, I give this, again, like an 8. And I think the woman makes the fragrance with this as well as Shalimar. This is well above average. I don't do decimals, otherwise I would give it a very high 8. But I feel like a woman would make or break this fragrance. If you are elegant and you're well-spoken, this fragrance might feel like a 9. You know, it's light, it's airy, it's femininity in a bottle. It's not super experimental. I think it's traditional while having its own character still. This is just very nice. I mean, I'm sure most of you women have an expensive $50, $60 hair conditioner that smells just like this, but in a perfume, it's just so nice. Ah, so good, man. So good. I give it an 8 or a 9, to be honest. I feel like the right woman would make this a 9 out of 10 for sure. There's not a lot of star power to it, but it's simple, clean, airy, floral elegance. I like that kind of cosmetic-y touch to it because it keeps it out of staying like a floral angelic and kind of modernizes it with this kind of cosmetic-y conditioner, skin toner type of scent profile to it, which to me gives it almost like I feel like Byredo and Bond Number 9 are really good at putting like this sense of modernness in its light, airy crispness, and kind of it's almost like when I smell a Byredo or a Bond Number 9, I don't get the sense that the raw materials are very natural. But as far as synthetics are concerned, it seems like they're using the best of the best synthetics. So it still smells robust and polished. It just has taken on less of a natural form and more of a unnatural but still super pleasantly smelling scent. Beautiful scent, guys. Beautiful scent. Like if this was in the air when you went to a nail salon or something like that, it would just make total sense. You know, it's like the smell of a little bit of nail polish remover without all the bite, a little bit of nail polish in the air, some cosmetics, maybe some nice aromatherapeutic soaps for your foot scrubs, a nice little vanilla candle in the background. This is just everything great about womanhood. Yeah, 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. Solid choice. Women, get your nose on that. That is a beautiful scent. I think my wife might really like that, and I might really enjoy it on her. I think this is any season, any reason, ageless, women 20 and up. Again, it's not the most heavy, robust, loud, proud fragrance, but it's there. It's confident. It's elegant. It's there. It's not too quiet. I don't know if the performance is crazy on this. It looks like it's about, strong, moderate performance. Okay, so for an eau de toilette, it's probably going to give you at least 4 to 6 hours strong. I feel like fragrances from the 1900s were often meant to be applied multiple times a day, you know? So this would be something you apply it before work, maybe you apply it after work. But this seems like a upscale, casual, somewhat playful, but extremely modernly elegant women's scent. Daytime scent for sure. All 4 seasons. It might get destroyed by fall and winter, depending on where you live on the East Coast or something. And also just keep your hygiene right. Because if you have a bad skin scent, you know, a little bit of funk, a little bit of oiliness on a rainy day or something, this is not going to be what you put on because it's just going to muddy it up and kind of put a skin funk to this profile, which, you know, I think women probably experience a little bit with cosmetics you might put on your face or your arms or your nails and stuff like that. If you're a little bit stinky and musty, that doesn't go well with that type of scent profile. It has to feel clean and maintain itself. So you might have to freshen back up or something. But yeah, an amazing fragrance. This was from Guerlain. This was Chamade, the EDT, and I give it an 8 or 9 out of 10. Very beautiful scent. Super smooth blend. Ladies, get your nose on this. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. I do drop episodes all the dang time. Ladies, have you put on Chamade? Have you tried it? This seems like, you know, hopefully it's not just my older women out there, 30 plus, that are rocking old school Guerlains and stuff, because there's something special going on with these. I imagine if they're coming with this kind of heat, there's got to be a couple of just timeless bangers. I'm sure Mitra has a couple of these. I'm going to have to hit her up and see, hey, what do you think about these scents? I'll have her on to do like almost maybe a Guerlain special, because I think she said that was one of her favorite houses, as well as Chanel, which Chanel was out during that time period as well, as far as prominent up-and-coming perfumers. So there's probably a similarity there as far as why she's drawn to both. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you. This was the Scent Bubble. Hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any questions about this scent, please drop them below. I do talk back. And until next time, have a wonderful evening. Peace.